I'm watching you, Azzandra.
Hello and
I'm
welcome
watching
to
you tonight.
KultCast Episode 2. I am the Switchblade Cult, and with me are frequent guests, QuestionC, Azzanadra, and new to the program, Rapscallion. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Rapscallion.
A little bit about myself. I've been a long-time gamer. I like to keep up with the news whenever it comes out. Try to keep up on all the big games. Just finished Last of Us this week, and it was pretty good. I'm excited to get going.
Alright, this guy's down to business. Alright, so, question C. Let's go with you. What have you been doing this week? What you been up to?
Oh, what have I been up to? Well, as I'm sure you've all been playing it, the Attack on Titan game got a new update. It's turning into a real game finally.
I was on pins and needles waiting for that update.
They added a real city. All your problems have been relieved.
You mean textures?
Yeah. You fly around in the city.
They added textures. Well played, game. Well played.
Yeah, what the hell? What the good golly Miss Molly have I been playing? Sorry, bro. I think I've been working all week.
Azzanadra! I like how I'm pointing and I have no idea if I'm pointing at the right window.
Close enough.
There, are you this way? Are you down? Yeah, you're down. I know you're down. You're always down. Downtown. Alright, moving on before I say more embarrassing, stupid crap.
I haven't been doing much. Basically just got fed up with how CCP handled my bizarre EVE Online issue, so I just dropped that. And then I did nothing but play Call of Duty and was basically streaming it in case something funny happened. And a few things did happen. I made those videos and put them on YouTube.
Wait, you quit?
Aside from that...
Wait, you quit EVE?
Yeah, it was just a terrible... I could not get CCP to be helpful in any way, and they were confused, I was confused, and I don't understand how... Just don't buy the Steam version, folks. Don't buy the Steam version.
So what was going on?
Sometimes I'd log in, I'd be one character. Sometimes I'd log in, I'd be another character. Two completely separate characters. I had no control over who I was. And once you get into like player-owned corporations and stuff, it causes a huge issue. And then my supposed 21-day trial turned canceled after 7 days, and I was asking what's up with that, and they were like, I don't know, that's weird. So, a whole host of technical difficulties. I just said, screw it. I'd rather read my sweet history book here.
I'd rather read history books than play EVE Online.
You heard it here, folks. History books are more fun than EVE Online.
It is, honestly. Like, wow, I haven't had fun in a while.
You close it down, you look over, pick up a book. This is what fun feels like. I had forgotten.
Lincoln freed the slaves! It's amazing!
So, Rapscallion, what have you been doing all week? Keep
what
it
have
PG.
of course. I've been playing, I finally finished up Last of Us. I've been touching base on actually getting back into League of Legends these days. And I even went back and busted out the Team Fortress 2 this week, which I didn't think anybody still played Team Fortress 2, but apparently it's huge right now.
Yeah, you are deeply mistaken if you
think I
don't play TF2.
Dude, I feel like an idiot. I go into a server and I've only got like 2 hats on each character. I feel like an idiot.
You have hat envy?
Yes. I've got like the stovepipe hat from Halloween 2 years ago and about 2 others, and that's it.
Yeah, I haven't logged into Team Fortress 2 in... When did it go free to play? Seriously, that long. I have no idea. Like, I know on my Steam account, it's like, you have Steam items, 455 Team Fortress 2 things. And I'm like, I don't even know why I keep getting these things. So, I like how you've played a real game, like we're over here, like we haven't played anything of consequence, and you're like, I've played The Last of Us.
Yeah, I don't know how much of the topic I want to broach today, because it's been like a month since it came out. But still, there's just those little parts of the internet that haven't finished it and will kill me. It will find me and kill me if I like ruin anything close to the ending of this game.
We won't do any spoilers, but I definitely like to at least have someone on this podcast with some game legitimacy to talk about instead of our
We
Yeah.
will discuss it.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the news. A lot of stuff happened this week. It's been kind of crazy, well, at least compared to last week. Let's see. So there was that guy, because you mentioned League of Legends, kind of figure we open up with this topic. Did you see about the guy who posted on Facebook discussion thread for League of Legends fan page and then got arrested?
Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
Is this the Canadian guy?
This is
Is
the guy
this
that
the
was
dude
turned
who
in by a
said-
Canadian woman.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, was
Oh,
this the guy
I
who
didn't see
said?
us talking about this. I forgot that was League of Legends.
Yeah,
Did he
it's
say he
game
was gonna
related.
shoot up
It
school or
counts.
something?
He said, yeah, I'm gonna shoot up my school and fuck babies. Lol. I think he's been in jail for months.
Well, the thing that concerns me about it is like, okay, I can get it. They arrest the guy. They're like, all right, what the heck? And then they review the evidence. They're like, okay, he's just some, it's just some dumb throwaway comment. I think he was kind of, wasn't he mocking someone else using like extreme hyperbole? Like, oh yeah, sure, I'm gonna go, do that, kind of thing.
Oh, he was some teenager telling a really just joke that fell flat on its face. Like, he should feel bad.
Yeah,
but
they
he should have only gone to jail for one day for a joke that bad. It
Yeah,
wasn't a
well,
6-month bad
apparently
joke.
they've been holding him under the Patriot Act as a terrorist suspect. And I don't know if that's changed, but I read that and I was like, what? Just, I don't know. Don't say
Well,
bad
just
things
let-
on the internet, kids.
Yeah,
That
let
includes
be
the
a-
comment
do it.
sections of this video. I read those. I know what you say.
Wow. Oh. But
And-
that's not real video games.
Yeah,
That's-
okay, fine. You
that's-
got me there.
that's-
I just want to talk about people commenting on my videos. Anyways,
How
alright,
do you
so...
feel about stupid comments on Facebook? Post a comment.
like, comment, subscribe! No, I think the best comment I've ever gotten on one of my videos is someone asked me to get throat cancer and die so that I could
Oh,
no longer spread my opinions on the internet. Number one best comment I've ever got. I think it's also the highest rated.
Oh, it's good. It's a little poetic. It's, that's... He's using vulgarity as a tool for playfulness in the English language. I am all for that. I love expletives and hurting feelings on the internet.
Alright, well...
Within a degree, yes, I do agree with that.
Yeah, moving on. So, any of you guys read the news about that former, head of the hardware department at Valve that got let go a few months ago?
Oh,
Was
yes.
talking
Yep.
crap about Valve, talking about how, at least in her area, there was like a witch hunt to get rid of the undesirables. They were acting like a bunch of high schoolers.
I think she could be. I mean, I am not from Valve. I cannot comment with any sort of authority on this. But it seemed believable. I don't necessarily doubt her. Like, you got to figure it's a completely flat organization. The only thing that's going to establish seniority is going to be force of personality. It makes sense. It would work like high school. Now, I'm sure there's some kind of bitterness about the fact that she got downsized. Kind of, it sounds like, from what she was describing. Like, Valve doesn't want to go with enhanced reality, which is what she's working on. Enhanced reality would be like Google Glass. They think virtual reality is where it's at for the time being. Virtual reality being the what is that?
Like the
Space
Oculus
goggle?
Rift.
Oculus Rift, yeah.
Yeah, dude. So if anyone wants to donate to the show, I do accept gifts of Oculus Rifts. Just saying.
I think Valve didn't assert ownership over her work either, which is
Yeah, no. From
pretty
what I
swell
hear,
for a former employer.
from what I hear, they let her walk away with the hardware, and she's going to try and kickstart it and actually make something out of it. So, yeah.
Well, that
Like-
just sounds like she shouldn't have been saying mean things then.
Well, I think she was just being real. I think it's believable, and I don't think it necessarily.
You don't think she was trying to be venomous or spiteful?
She could have been, but
I
nope.
think she just didn't fit in with the organization, and I mean, when you don't fit in, that's the feeling you get, that everyone around you is in a clique, and I mean, she got out. She's going to go on and hopefully do something good with this hardware that's similar to the Oculus Rift. I don't know. That's what I think about it.
Oh, Kickstarter, Double Fine needs more money.
$3.3 million.
I'm a big believer in Kickstarter, but man, this Double Fine thing, even
They put Kickstarter on the map. You owe them one.
yeah, like I don't know. So their plan is they say that they don't have enough money and that they're going to sell the game on Steam early access to try to fund the second half of the game. Which, my brain is just, because what, they wanted originally like, what, 450,000 they said they could make the game, and then they got $1.5 million, and they're like, well, let's just blow it up to a AAA, you know. Like, guys, where'd the money go? What do you guys think?
Just
Probably
unforeseen
dead ends.
expensive.
Half of the money went into fees, documentary, and rewards. Kickstarter.
I think they spent too much money because they worked on the achievement system first, man. That's not where you go.
Achievements got me again.
Yeah.
You're not going to know until the game comes out, though. I mean, because that's the thing. The first half of the game may be a complete game. I don't see why it wouldn't be. It does seem a little weird, because just because they're kickstarting the game doesn't mean they're not going to still sell it. But that's what the Steam Greenlight project sounds like. Isn't that basically just a glorified pre-order system? Like, I don't see what's wrong.
Greenlight's different. Are you talking about early access or Greenlight?
Greenlight, isn't that what he's suggesting he's going to do? Early access. Oh, I don't know what that is.
Early access is a system that Valve implemented where you can buy a game basically like a pre-order, but you get to play it after you pre-order it, but in a not finished state. It's a little different.
Okay.
So
But
I mean, they're using
selling the
that
game.
system correctly. It's just a lot of people are questioning why, why does Double Fine need this extra money if their original budget was 450,000, and why can't they get a lot of people I've heard talking about it are asking the question, why can't they get private investors or outside, like angel investment or not angel investment is, because that's kind of what Kickstarter is, but you know what I mean, like actually go out and like find investors.
That's ridiculous. It's a self-funding game. I just don't see what's wrong with using Steam Early Access. It's just Kickstarter again. People need to stop thinking about Kickstarter as a fundraising source and think about it as a storefront, because that's really what it is. And that's what Early Access is. They're just selling the game before it's released, and people are willing to buy the game before it's released. I mean, the whole point is they didn't want investors. They don't want outside control over the game. I love the fact that they raised up an obscene amount of money and they need more. I think that's funny and poetic. But I don't have any I don't understand why people have a realistic problem with the idea of them, selling pre-orders basically, because that's what they're doing. That's what they were doing with the Kickstarter. I mean, they were selling pre-orders and swag and rewards and the ability to brag to your friends, but they were also selling pre-orders, and they're still selling pre-orders. I think really the announcement is we're only releasing the first half, but that's not necessarily bad. It could be a really awesome first half.
So you
It
think
could
this
be
could
like
have been?
Monkey Island 1.
Do you think this could have been handled better with better marketing, basically? Maybe better messaging?
Maybe. I haven't followed. I haven't. It hasn't been the most important thing in the world to me.
So speaking of the most important thing in the world and money, what do you guys think about EA changing all their prices for their games in India?
How much have you guys actually read about this?
I've read very little about the. It's something to do with the VPN. I don't know. Give us an explanation, James.
All right, it is hilarious and stupid. Do you want to explain it, Colt?
Oh no! Go ahead. I love
Okay.
your explanations.
So in India, what they've done is they've taken the prices and they've normalized them so that they cost the same as what games cost in America. Right?
Okay,
Yes,
sounds
yes.
like a good idea so far. Where does it go wrong?
The problem is these games, $50 US in India could cost. That's like your. That's like a month of rent for some people. Like, it's a completely different market. I understand why they're doing it, but they need price segmentation.
Yeah,
And
did the price?
that's the reason why Indians are flipping out over Twitter.
Yeah, the price went up really sharply too, because it was, I forget what the numbers were, but didn't it go from like 3.5, thousand rupees to like 100,000 or something, like some obscene like jump in price. Does anyone have the numbers on them?
I'll see if I can pull them up.
Because it was like X and then 2 digits, like
The game, the price on games has risen from $16 to $25 to $41 to $58.
okay.
Woo!
So it's slightly more than doubled.
Yeah.
But
All right, so not quite as big numbers. Wow, not even close. What was I thinking? Okay, so but that's still a big jump though.
it's it's a big jump, and it's a different market. They could hold it that way though. It's hard to say. EA hasn't responded at all, as far as I know.
They just put on the glasses, deal with it.
Well, I mean, they're a company. They want to make money. And if you charge too much, then by definition you're losing money. So,
As you're from the American heartland, what do you think about price problems in other countries?
I don't know. I'm going to assume I'm not sure what VPN is like. I don't know. I have not even heard this at all.
Okay, so the VPN part is essentially EA said their reason is they found out a bunch of people, they didn't say how many, were using a VPN tunnel to act like they lived in India, purchasing a game for their US, use.
Oh, like Australia then. Is EA going to crack down on Australia now?
Well, Australia
Wait.
is more expensive than everywhere else, so no, I don't think.
Well,
Azzandra, what you don't understand is Australia is already enemy number 1.
That is true.
That's where that Assange guy's from. Gotta get him.
yeah, I mean it's kind of comparable, because I think the fundamental reason everything in Australia is high is because they have like a really high minimum wage.
I think it's like $15 an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. So even though, like, I don't know, that has some weird effects on a currency in spite of, like, conversion rates. I'm not an economist, I don't know, but, yeah. Fortunately, we're America, so the prices kind of revolve around us.
Yeah. Oh, so speaking of economies and everything revolving around America, there is no Final Fantasy XIV coming out on Xbox.
Good.
Oh. No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, do you know the reason for that?
No, I don't actually.
It's
Xbox.
probably because of Microsoft says that for the Xbox One they'll not force charge people $40,000 for a patch, but I'm sure on the 360 it's still the same deal. So that's why they're not going to bother.
The reason, as far as I know, was crossplay. They don't want to support crossplay. They didn't like supporting crossplay in Final Fantasy XI. which is weird because, you know, Sony's point of view is completely the opposite. That's their selling motto for Vita. It's
So Microsoft doesn't want to do crossplay.
I think yes. They don't want to deal with other people's networks. They don't want to. They don't want to do it. And Sony's just completely the opposite. They love dealing with other people's networks. That might be why they got hacked so bad. I have no idea. Because that's what Dust was. It's them pretty much opening up servers to CCP and working with them on things, I think. Is CCP the right? Is that the name of the EVE
yes.
Online company? Okay.
It is CCP.
I don't want to accidentally call them the former Soviet Union or something.
Well, considering how many corps in EVE Online are basically space communism, yeah, it wouldn't be too far off.
Space communist brings me to our next news article. Cash shop inside of WoW.
I
What
heard
we've been
about
waiting
that.
for.
Finally, how long did it take for that to happen?
Well, WoW's had a cash shop for a while. I mean, it's not like this is the first time you can buy new things for WoW. You've been able to buy mounts and pets and all that kind of stuff, but now it's in-game. It's integrated from what I hear. Nobody here plays WoW, so we're kind of a bunch of tards
We're
talking
cool.
about
We're
crap
cool
we read on
guys.
the
We don't
internet.
play them Morpigas.
What's the last time you guys played? Am I the most recent WoW player?
I think you are.
Man,
Dude,
I
haven't
hated it.
played Crusade, yeah.
there were things about it I liked a lot, and then I hit endgame. Like, maybe I'm being overly pessimistic. I liked WoW. I enjoyed WoW when I quit. New WoW feels it's got no spark. It's got no magic. This high level rating is a soulless grind.
Yeah, dude, I mean, it's like 10-man raids now. I don't even think they have 20-mans anymore. It's...
No, they
It
still
takes
have, they
no-
still have 20 mans, but it's I think Question really put it best when he said it feels like soulless grinding because they've made so much of the game's focus the end game that just everyone's entire objective is I'm wasting time leveling from 1 to what is it 90 now?
Oh,
85.
yeah, they pretty much start you at super high level now.
Yeah, and
But
I don't know. Like,
it's not that. It's when you hit max level. If you hit max level, you're only here. An actual real end game is here, and getting from here to here isn't very fun. Now, it's possible that once you're up here, doing actual like cutting edge end game, that might be really cool.
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the point I was trying to make is that instead of it, being like, oh, you're level, 1, and then you get to here, and then there's the end game. Now it's you're here, and instead of leveling, it's grinding dungeons to get to the real end
that's
game.
Exactly it.
And it's just
the way you grind dungeons, everything's so automated and everyone's so expert now that you can really cruise control through getting gear. But their cash shop, that's one of the things they're selling. Like that's part of their change. That's kind of part of why it's a big deal. One of the things they're selling is an item that increases the rate at which you get drops. And that's and one of the things they sell is it's a consumable. You use it, you receive an extra drop from a raid boss. One of the things they sell is a experience bonus. And it really feels kind of play to win.
Wowple. It's now Wowple story.
It reminds me of the way that League of Legends handles play to win. Like, it's not really play to win in League of Legends because eventually you're going to hit 30 and then you don't really care that much about this stuff anymore. Except in WoW, you always do. There's always you never full on WoW. You always need more stuff because the bar keeps getting higher. It's kind of evil. But I don't know. Like I feel like I feel like WoW is in its twilight. I suspect that.
I think
and
that.
I think that might be why they're pulling this stuff.
I think you're exactly right about that. I mean, new people aren't coming to WoW anymore. It's not accessible to someone who hasn't really played it, before. If you don't have a pre-existing account now, it's just this big mountain you have to climb. And so now this is pretty much the last big money grab they're going to try and get out of WoW before hopefully working on WoW 2 or Warcraft 4 maybe. I mean, something.
Blizzard's working on some big new IP. They haven't revealed much about it.
Screw that. Release Legacy of the Void.
No, I'm still
What?
waiting for Diablo 3 to come out on the Ouya.
I think an Ouya could play WoW. I think it could.
I think the system requirements for WoW have gone up over the years. Maybe original WoW, but I don't know.
Wow, Classic Edition.
It would be the best looking game on Ouya.
Oh man, that's a great idea. WoW Classic Edition mobile.
Holy crap.
That'd be awful. I hate it. If that happened, I would just be like, well, game over, guys. See ya.
Meanwhile, Blizzard will take 2 years to make a single-player game.
Gaming is dead. Everyone pack it up and go home.
Damn.
All right, so I'm super happy. Spelunky Enhanced is coming to PC. No one
Spelunky is a
cares.
good game. I don't see why you need an enhanced version.
Because it's got multiplayer.
It's got multiplayer, okay, and that'll be cool. It just feels weird paying for a game that I played the crap out of for free. I don't see this happening. It's got multiplayer though. That could be cool.
Yeah.
I wonder how they're going to handle it though, because death in Spelunky is a real thing, and if you and I
become
were
a
to
ghost?
play,
You become a ghost apparently if you die, and your ghost can interact with the world, but in very subtle ways. And apparently, it's really good for trolling people who are still alive or helping them. Your choice. I think you can play 4-player multiplayer. Maybe.
well, this is starting to sound like. That's gonna change the game completely. It's gonna be goofy. It's gonna be about killing your friends.
Yeah, it's like you're taking the jump from Portal 2 into Team Fortress 2 Deathrun. You die first just so you make sure you go ahead and set up all the traps. Kill your team.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's New Super Mario Brothers Wii.
Oh yeah, except
Spelunky.
actually
Show your
good.
friends.
Yeah, except Spelunky's a game. Like it presents challenges for you to overcome.
Oh Nintendo, why are you so bad?
They're trying their hardest, Rob. Oh,
Oh,
So,
know about that.
speaking of crazy trying and very hard trying, Linden Labs purchased Desura. Yeah.
I've heard of Desura. What do they do?
Don't they do mobile games?
All right, I gotta look it up.
All right. Question, you're on lookup duty for topics I bring up that I totally didn't actually prepare for. So, in the meantime, anyone,
Well, do
Speaking
you
of
guys?
Nintendo
Steam
games,
sale!
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting. I was just like, someone say it. Steam sale's
yeah.
on. Woo, Steam sale. Gonna buy all the games.
I buy most of these games though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
In previous sales.
I have so many games. I just got PlayStation Plus. I have too many free games. Like, I guess it's gonna be a good opportunity.
I got too many games, guys.
The Steam Summer Sale for me is a great opportunity.
Dear India, I have too many games.
So sorry to hear that.
Sorry.
The price of your games is
Sorry you
double.
can't pay your rent this month because you wanted to buy Spelunky. I've got too many.
The
First world problems.
The Steam Summer Sale is a great opportunity to purchase DLC. I know you guys probably dislike DLC, but you know what? If it's Shogun 2, I will purchase all that DLC, and there has been some DLC that I missed out on last time, so...
You, sir, what's
gotta
wrong
catch it all.
with consumer culture in America?
Nope, I have everything right. Love DLC.
Oh man, so has anyone bought anything on the Steam sale besides Shogun 2 DLC?
I haven't bought it yet. It hasn't gone on Flash.
I didn't know it was going on until just
Wait
now.
a second.
Wait, really?
I was too busy playing Call of Duty.
Uh,
Oh, hey, there's
you're
new
not invited
six
back.
expansions.
Just don't show up next week. You're just
Okay,
don't
fine.
bother.
All right.
God, I bought Hotline Miami.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I was
thinking
going to-
about it.
that
Hotline
game.
Miami
Yeah.
was so... Everyone thinks it's the perfect game. I feel like I should play it, and it's exactly the kind of game that... This
Wait,
is the
it's
kind
on.
of
It was
thing
on
I
sale yesterday
play.
for $2, and
Oh,
you
it's
haven't
still on sale.
played it yet, and you didn't buy it.
It's still on sale. I have time. I can meditate on it. I guess I need to. Because yeah, everything everyone says about... I mean, it looks cool. Everyone says the music's great, and the gameplay looks like exactly the kind of game I play. It looks like you die a lot, and like it's really simple. You just kind of click things. I could be wrong, but
Did you get Dark Souls? Well, you already have Dark Souls on PlayStation 3, don't you?
yeah, I don't even like it that much. So
I thought you didn't like Demon Souls.
no, Demon
Yeah.
Souls is a work of art that can never be matched. Dark Souls is a
Oh,
insult.
Dark Souls? I thought Demon Souls was the second one.
No,
No.
no. Demon Souls will always be a PlayStation exclusive.
I bought Dark Souls.
Oh, there's
Yes.
nothing wrong with purchasing Dark Souls. It's a
I'm streaming
wonderful
while I'm
game.
laughing as you keep dying over and over, please.
Yeah, no, I really wanted to get the good one that everyone always says, like, well, like you just said, but oh
Most
well.
people, no,
Teach
Dark
me not to have a
Souls
PS3.
is generally considered the better game. I am a little out there on this one, so I'm not going to pretend I'm right, but yeah, you probably pick the one that you're going to like more.
Yeah, well, I've heard that the first one is better by far.
I think that's for me.
No, I've
Yeah.
heard this other places on.
Most people, I think, enjoyed like.
I've
Dark
heard this
Souls
a lot
is-
of places.
Dark Souls is a lot more popular, but I think part of that might also be the fact that many, many, many more people have played Dark Souls. It's just much more widely available. It's on PC, which opened it up to a lot of people. Like,
And the hacking. Oh man, the hacking.
Yeah, you sent me some of those videos though. America.
Well,
That was
that's
the best
good kind
one
of
you sent me
plotting,
so
but-
far.
yeah.
Yes, this guy's over here sending me all these, like, apparently there's a bunch of like, animation exploits. You can make your character, like, dance hip thrust.
oh yeah, that's not really an exploit. That's a charming feature.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. Speaking of features, did you hear there's actually people out there who are petitioning Microsoft to add the Xbox One DRM features back in?
Yeah, I saw that
people
almost
out
as
there.
soon as the announcement was made. There were people saying, "Oh, I want DRM. Give it back to me, Microsoft. Oh, please." I just assumed they were plants. Or
No,
media
I
shit.
think it would make sense because along with getting rid of DRM, they had to get rid of other things. They had to get rid of. They were planning on
Had
doing like.
to.
No, it's true. You can't do game sharing without some kind of. They got rid of a lot of good things in
They just
conjunction.
had to get rid of the disc stuff. Like, I don't care about digital.
Yeah,
but
like, that's the thing. Like, what they did changes nothing when it comes to digital games. Seriously, like, if they allowed used game sales and, you know, trading of games and not always online, you could totally do, you know, like, for digital games, you can still do all those features. I don't see why you couldn't.
Wouldn't that like destroy the physical? Like, I mean, the reason they're not they're not an entirely. I'm willing to bet they have some kind of agreement. Like they can't completely kill the brick and mortar stores. I don't know. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that they canceled game sharing at the same time that they canceled their plans for, everything's installed to the hard drive and is tied to your account.
It just felt very spiteful the way they canceled all the supposed good stuff at the same time.
They're a company. They're not acting on a spy. There's no way.
No, I mean, what they're doing is they just want to make as much money as possible. And I mean, if they can go completely digital, that's where the most money is. They don't have to worry about manufacturing disc anymore. And as ludicrous as it sounds like that's what they want to do. That's the end game for Microsoft.
Well, Microsoft's not manufacturing the discs. That would be publishers, but...
Well, yes, but they have to pay the publishers, regardless.
No, the publishers pay them.
Oh. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah, what else? So, did you find out what Desura makes?
Oh, yeah, it's a game distribution system. It's kind of like Steam.
Yeah. The labs make Second Life. Like Linden Labs, they make Second Life. And, well, I guess just nobody's playing Second Life these days.
I wonder why.
Yeah. I admittedly, I got fed up right around my third furry BDSM club that I wandered into on there.
That is, yeah, basically.
Oh, the internet.txt.
Yeah.
I would assume people still play Second Life.
Actually, Second Life's I think about 8 million frequent users. I don't know what their bottom dollar is, but people spend a lot of money on that game.
If you're somebody that plays Second Life and enjoys Second Life, but you get tired of Second Life, what's your alternative? Like, if Second Life is Coke, what's Pepsi? Like,
I don't know, man. You just blew my mind.
You can't. Nothing. There is no market alternative. I don't see how they can do badly.
There is only Second Life.
I mean, there may be some excellent avatar-based chat program out there that's heavily moddable, and no one's heard of it because it's not Second Life. But even if there is another one, why is anyone ever going to use it? It doesn't have the Second Life community. I think they're sitting pretty. I think they can do no wrong.
No, I think you got a point there about Second Life. I mean, no one's gonna. Basically, people are gonna quit Second Life and then come back. Like they're just gonna basically cycle through users, more or less.
That is curious. So why the heck would they want to buy Desura? That is so weird. Maybe they're trying to leverage their furry community. Well, like these furries are an untapped market.
Well, they said I think because I remember reading a bit of a press release that they basically were just like, they're a successful company and we would like to be in on that. Like, there's no clue as to why they actually did it or if they have any future plans or what they're doing. I think it'll be interesting to watch. I mean,
it could just
Linden
be
Labs hasn't really done a lot lately, so
it could just be a logical acquisition on the basis that Linden Labs is probably really good at running servers, and Desura has to run a lot of servers, so we could collapse those two functions into one, become marginally more profitable.
Oh, could be. Well, that's it for the news. Any new releases coming out this week?
There's a little underground game. I don't think you guys have heard of it. It's called Dota 2. That was released this week.
Really? Tell me more. I've never heard of this game.
Oh, yeah. It started off as just some amateur mod in Warcraft 3. It had a pretty loyal cult following, it's a remake that. I don't know. You guys should try it. I'm surprised you haven't. You should have in preparation for this. I feel we should all play it, at least in celebration of the fact that it is. Now,
congratulations, Valve! You finally released the game that's been in beta for a year and a half.
It was yeah. Their original plan was to release it in 2012.
But now that it's out, what am I gonna do with my 30 beta keys that Steam sent me?
Oh, do you know what they actually did with that?
What they do?
I'm not sure if you still have beta keys. I believe you don't. I haven't checked my inventory personally, but for every person you invited to the game, you got a charge on a little bloodstone, and it's just a little prestige item. I don't think you can use it or wear it or do anything with it, but you got a cool little hat thing in your inventory. You can brag about how you were in the beta.
It's Dota Epeen.
Yeah.
Dota.
They've destroyed all existing invites. Sorry, you have to go through the proper system now.
So,
But hey, it's released. That's yeah. It's been like 2 years coming. It's a big deal.
So Rapscallion, you play League of Legends. Question
Yeah.
C, you play Dota.
I played League of Legends too.
You two, fight to the death.
Fight!
All right, League of
Round
Legends and
one.
Dota. What are we doing with this?
What are we doing? What?
And just the League of Legends and the Dota.
Nah, he's just throwing that out.
I'm just being ornery.
I see.
Alright. So
I
yeah,
don't
let me
hate
see.
you
There are
for
no
playing
other
League.
really releases coming out this week. I don't think. More Final Fantasy news. Beta 3 is still going. Wednesday to Monday morning at 2 a.m. So
Whoa, that is a huge beta. Wow.
not quite Dota 2 size, but
No, I mean their previous betas have all been 48 hours. Man, they were really trying to test stuff, I suppose.
yeah.
I guess at this point it's just load testing.
Yeah,
What's
Phase
left?
4 is gonna. Phase 3 is ending at Monday though, just gone, like it's over forever. And then the next beta phase starts sometime, and that won't have a wipe at the end. It's gonna be an open beta, so anyone can play. I'll make sure to mention it on like one of my videos as soon as I find the time, because I'm sure people are interested in playing it. You should be interested in playing it. It's really good. I'm looking at you, Rapscallion.
I'll see what I can do.
If I might chime in.
No, you're not allowed.
Grand
So,
Theft Auto.
Azzanadra.
Grand Theft Auto had a new trailer come out. I don't
Oh,
suppose you
boy.
guys have watched it. Have you guys watched it? Because you really should have.
Oh yes, I've watched that. It's
Cole?
this game is
Oh,
the
I
beginning
watched
of that
it.
Bruce Willis Surrogates movie, dude. That's what it's the start of. You will no longer live in the real world. You will only live on Grand Theft Auto 5. That's where you're going to do your job, where you're going to do your retirement investing, because there's stock options in Grand Theft Auto 5.
I saw
dude.
that.
It's
ridiculous.
It's like, man, I'm just going to go home, hop on GTA,
Alright, now I'm
and
on
do
board.
day trading.
I'm fairly sure that you're not going to make money by reading portfolios in the game. I'm pretty sure you're just going to sell all your stock and then blow up the company. Call me crazy. Like,
Well, shouldn't you blow
You
up
don't
the
think
company
it's gonna be
first?
legit like minigame?
oh, it is a minigame, but I think that's the minigame. Like,
Invest in the stock. They're gonna do it all Bane style.
yeah, just invest in like a repair company and then go crazy. Yeah, like
Just go in and invade the stock market, blow it up, sell all of Wayne Enterprises stock.
man, though, it is so pretty. And Rockstar, there are so many games out there like that, which are that kind of game. But Rockstar's really perfected the genre. These open world games where you walk around and do missions. Like Rockstar's the king of them. Like Bethesda, they're kind of on their own with Skyrim. That's special because it's more of a physics engine than anything else. But stuff like Darkstalkers 2 or Infamous or heck, that new Final Fantasy 15 game, that's what all games are these days, and nobody does it better than Rockstar. And Grand Theft Auto is like their flagship title. So A, the company is a huge seal of quality, and B, this is the game that defines the company. This game's going to be huge, and it looks good enough to deserve it.
I'm excited about a lot of the features they have on there. I like that they're going to have 3 main characters instead of just one. You're going to develop a lot of stuff in the storyline, and it really makes it so that you can have a strong 40-hour playtime on it, and yet you're not caught up just in the redundancy that usually comes from a lot of sandbox games, where it's go to this location, kill 10 guys, then come back. I mean, they're definitely going to mix it up with this game. I think that's exciting.
Yeah.
My concern with the three main characters part is going to be, they showed in the trailer that you switch between them. Like, one you fly the helicopter, one shoots a gun, and one like rappels down the building, or one has a sniper rifle, one rappels down the building. And I'm thinking to myself, they better get the AI really spot on, because I mean, what if you switch to the sniper from the helicopter, and then the helicopter AI is just like, oh, better fly to the side of the building now, woo! And just, goes off into La La Land, and you're like, no, and you switch back to helicopter, and then your sniper dude's just like, I'm gonna fall off the building, whee! It worked too well in the trailer. Like, I'm very skeptical about how smooth it's gonna run, as far as switching goes.
Very smooth. You gotta figure a lot of it's probably going to be scripted, and if it's scripted, it's going to run smooth. Like, this isn't some procedural Dwarf Fortress thing where you get stupid emergent behavior. And in the cases where it is broken, whatever, you just deal with those little things as long as it doesn't render the game unplayable.
Yeah, maybe it'll maybe it will have stupid emergent gameplay as a result of bugs. But I don't know. I'm just so skeptical of trailers now until I actually play the game, just because of Colonial Marines. Colonial Marines burned me so bad.
This is gameplay, though.
Yeah, so was Colonial Marines.
Colonial Marines gameplay trailer was years before the game came out or something, right?
It was the E3 right before it came out.
Oh, okay. I don't think
it was like
Rockstar's...
4 months or something, or 5 months.
Rockstar's released a couple of really good games that are very similar to this. I'm pretty sure they're going to pull this one off. I mean, Red Dead Redemption was like so fun and great. It looks like they... Did you notice that? I think they just took their animals from Red Dead Redemption and just dropped them right in Grand Theft Auto.
It's not a bad
what
idea.
was fun? That.
That's not a bad idea at all. Like, that was... I mean, a lot of people said that was their favorite part of Red Dead. Was freaking hunting animals. Like, what other game... I'll tell you, that was my favorite thing in Skyrim. Running around killing animals was way more fun than anything in the story, I thought. You guys don't like... Am I the only one here who plays Skyrim?
I played Skyrim.
I play Skyrim.
I think you're wrong. I'm just
dabble.
being polite. I think...
This is a podcast. We are not supposed to be polite.
you obviously didn't play Skyrim. The funnest thing in Skyrim was making objects move with the physics engine. It was walking into a room full of like a beautifully set up table piece, and everything's organized and in where it's supposed to be, and then you shout at it, and then you got forks bouncing off the walls.
Okay.
It was walking into a shop and then running on the countertop, knocking over everything. It was just fun moving things and being around and watching stuff happen in Skyrim.
Filling my house with gold bars to the point where it was difficult to even walk in it. That was my favorite part.
See, I was just like, I would walk into a shop and I'd knock something off a table and I'd be like, oh no, let me pick this up and put it. Oh, it fell off again. Oh, no, I just don't. But I'm a little.
That's the game.
Whereas I would just jump on the desk and go YOLO and just kick everything off.
See, this is why I enjoyed going out in the wilderness and hunting animals and that kind of crap, because it's like I didn't have to worry about knocking crap off of tables and being OCD to fix it.
Did you ever mess with the level editor? Because you basically described what using the Skyrim level editor is. It's very carefully, it's an interesting experience, and I suggest anyone attempt it. But the level editor is basically 10% making the level, and then 90% filling the level with like cases and individually placed books and shelved with potions that are carefully and individually aligned and being very OCD about everything. It's an experience.
Let's see. Well, now that where did I was waiting for Rapscallion to get back, and now Azzanadra has like vanished.
I was trying to do this really neat thing where I came back in and I would just rise up from like the bottom of the webcam, but I just couldn't pull it off.
I saw this brown blur, and I'm like, why is he humping his desk? Welcome back, Azzanadra. So, now that you're back, what's your topic for this week for discussion?
What's my topic this week? Well, I just finished The Last of Us, so I feel like it's almost necessary that I talk about that a little bit.
All right, we'll hold off on that. I said Azzanadra, but...
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just needed to plug in my computer. I forgot to plug back in my living room where I was doing stuff. Monday. I always remember what I was doing on Monday when I found out that Ryan Davis died, because I was eating a hot dog, and the tears that came from my face made my hot dog taste like crap. So thanks, Ryan. But seriously, though, yes.
The opinions expressed on the KultCast do not directly reflect the opinions of the Switchblade Cult or the affiliated sponsors.
Okay.
Go on.
Who is Ryan Davis? I know he's a guy that worked for Giant Bomb.
Yeah, he was the co-founder.
I know he shook the baby in that in that video of Cooking Mama teaches you to not shake the baby. But who is he?
Oh, you're right. He was in that video.
Yeah, he was the guy who was definitely shaking the baby all the time in that babysitting mama video they did on that Whiskey Media Happy Hour video. Eventually, but that's just kind of like part of who he was. He died on July 3rd at the age of 34, only like a few days into his honeymoon. According to his father, he died from his sleep apnea.
Foul play.
No, it was his sleep apnea while he was sleeping.
On his honeymoon?
Yes.
Death by sex. Died like a man.
Schnoo.
If only, no. But,
I mean, if you had to choose a way to go.
Just his weight problem, combined with the sleep apnea, probably must have finally did it. He was always the guy who was always encouraging other people to do dumb stuff. He would do dumb stuff like everyone here already knows, shaking the baby doll and just having the not very well voice acted babysitting mama going, no, please don't shake the baby. And obviously the most famous story that I've recently learned from the Harmonix memorial stream that was done by the band rock band guys was the time that he just spontaneously did a shot of human breast milk because it was there. Then apologized to his wife later, and obviously she's used to him doing just dumb stuff. The
world has truly lost a man amongst men.
Oh, I feel bad.
Indeed.
This guy sounded like he was very awesome.
He kind of sounds like someone that would be at one of our get-togethers here.
Yeah, he was definitely just a very I'm not really sure how to describe him because again I only know him through the internet, so I'm probably not the best guy to be randomly eulogizing him here on the podcast like that. But just everything I've seen of him that I haven't seen before that has been going around the internet, like the picture of him just standing with a baseball bat standing over a random bike, because I guess a common thing both Jeff, the founder of Giant Bomb, and Ryan would do is if they had a old piece of electronics that just stopped working, they would just take it out in the backyard and just beat the hell out of it with baseball bats because that's just cathartic. That's just what they do.
Oh, there's so many printers. I would love to do that too. I was at the office store getting business cards printed, and they had the exact same model plotter that I have at work. I was just like, that thing is a devil.
But yeah, he may not have been a major in a lot of videos kind of guy.
Yeah, he wasn't highly visible in Giant Bomb.
But he was definitely sort of like a glue that got a lot of crazy together. And on the more on the Bombcast, when he got several guests in. He was sort of like the glue that made the strangest combinations of people work. Like he was even just at the most recent E3, they managed to apparently rent out a porn studio to film their interviews and just talk about E3 in general. Yeah, so that's another thing. That's another giant bombism. The first public appearance of a PlayStation 4 was on a porn studio. Thanks, Giant Bomb. I could go on for a while about the dumb things that Ryan.
I'm really sad now. This guy sounds amazing.
He was absolutely amazing. I cried over some random guy on that I just only hear his voice and see him on some videos on the internet, and I found out he was gone, and I just spend the whole day just completely bummed out and just wiping away tears all day. I don't do that for most things.
Wow.
I like how you started that story by I cried into my hot dog and it made it taste like crap.
Well, I'm sure that's exactly the kind of thing Ryan would like to know. I feel like.
It's for his memory.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I basically. Well, obviously, I'm still collecting just thoughts here because
It's all right. It's all right. We'll give you an internet hug. You need an internet hug. Come here.
Internet hug.
Group hug. All right.
Group hug, everyone. Yes, good enough. I actually hate to people.
All right. So question C. What do you want to talk about? What do you bring to the table this week?
Well, first off, let me say I feel I brought Dota 2 being released and GTA 5 trailer, but I don't know. The only other gaming thing I've been thinking about is Pacific Rim's coming out. You don't need to talk about it. It's not really games, but
I'm comfortable with us branching out into Pacific Rim.
I mean, I'd rather talk about pre-gaming for Pacific Rim by playing PSN games. There's a game called War of the Monsters. I hear it's great. I think I'm gonna get it. I need a good robot game though too to play, preferably with giant robots the size of buildings.
Did you guys ever play any of the Power Ranger beat 'em up side scroll fighting game like Street Fighter style fighting games?
No.
Oh man, they were so bad they were good. You guys should look up some of the old Power Ranger beat 'em up Street Fighter style games. Ooh man, that's some good stuff.
I don't know. Well, I'm looking forward to War of the Monsters because it looks like.
What's it on?
It was a PS2 game, but they re-released it on PSN, so it's $10.
Is it
I could see
multiplayer?
this happening. Oh yeah.
I think I need to bring over a 12-pack.
It looks like a 3D beat 'em up in a city, and it appears you get points for destroying things in the melee.
Sounds kind of like Rampage.
Yeah, except it's it's pretty much Rampage. Like that was the description, and from looking at it, that's what it really looks like. It's a fighting game, but it's really kind of an excuse to destroy cities, and more importantly, it makes destroying cities very satisfying. And they got all the good kaiju tropes in there. Like there's a giant robot, there's an insect person, there's a giant monkey. I'm sure there's a giant lizard I haven't seen. There's probably a couple. One of the giant lizards will hopefully be robotic. But I'm trying to think of good robot fighting games because I understand this War of the Monsters has a giant robot, but I don't know.
You play Blacklight?
No.
No.
Never.
Wasn't Vanquish about fighting robots? That's certainly what the cover looks like. It may just be a dude in a robot suit, though.
No, I think you're thinking of Binary Domain. That was about robots, and that was actually a pretty good game. I will suggest everybody play Binary Domain if you ever see it on Steam or something, because that was great. Except for there was one QuickTime event that just didn't register properly for the longest time, and I was getting really angry at it. But aside from that one,
that reminds me.
It is a really good game.
Did you guys ever play the old Genesis game Ranger X?
That was probably before my time.
That was definitely before my time.
Oh, I haven't played it, but I've seen this.
Okay. All right. That's another giant monster or giant robot fight game. That's I don't know. It reminds me of that style. Monster or the robot. You're piloting a giant robot, fighting giant monsters as you're like trying to rescue a princess and blow up robot installations and stuff. I don't know. It's cool. Like I like it. Let me see. No, but what other big robot games? Titanfall's not out yet, and that's not going to be out for a while, which that's kind of lame.
I don't know. One that I really loved. Did you guys ever play like the old Godzilla Monsters Battle on GameCube? It was actually a really well done fighting game where you got to play, the full cabinet of Godzilla characters, and they actually pulled it off really well, for a GameCube game.
No, I only played like Phantasy Star Online on the GameCube. That had some robot enemies, but whatever.
There was an entire race of robots.
Oh yeah, well technically yes, there was an entire yeah, you could play as a robot, and there are robot enemies in there for the mines area. But I guess there was also those robot enemies that would go invisible when they would hit you. They make you unequip your weapon, so then while you're swinging your sword, suddenly you're just punching dudes, and that was always hilarious. But that was episode 2. That was hard. That was the harder one.
I can't believe I'm having a hard time thinking of good robot games.
I don't know. Vanquish looks pretty good.
Oh, we can play MechWarrior Online.
Vanquish appears to be that game. No, that is not the right kind of robot at all. Those are boring robots. Those are not those are Western robots. I want samurai robots.
All right, I'm looking up Vanquish here, the video game.
Yeah, you ever seen that game about a robot power sliding while dodging a barrage of missiles?
Yeah, that's guy.
Vanquish. Yeah.
All right, that's pretty cool. Actually, hey Rapscallion, what was the name of the video game that you were saying on GameCube?
It was like Godzilla Monster Royale or something like that. Here, let me look it up real quick. I'll see if I can find it.
Well, the difference is I can't play those games. I can play Vanquish. I think it's a PSN free game, actually. Or at least it was when I got PSN. It should still be, maybe. And War of the Monsters.
Destroy All Monsters Melee.
That's it. That's the one.
That's it.
Oh man, that was a surprisingly good game. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. There were so many bad Godzilla games for like ever, and then this one came out, and it was just right.
Well,
I mean,
there you go.
I didn't want.
Apparently, it's on Xbox as well as
Xbox Arcade.
Hold on. It's just Destroy All Monsters. That was the GameCube one. Melee was Xbox.
Okay, all right. Sorry, my bad.
My
it's
Arcade. I'll play this with Sam. Like, I can make this happen.
All right, so, Rapscallion, you want to talk about Last of Us? You have the floor.
Of course I want to talk about Last of Us.
No spoilers.
Oh, of course not.
Please do.
Oh man, Last of Us.
I'm gonna play the game. Don't spoil.
Don't worry, I'll avoid spoilers. There might be like one or two things I reference that just like I might talk about enemies or something like that. And once you're going through the game, you'll know what spot I'm talking about. But I'm not going to talk about the storyline really or anything like that. But first thing that's fun to mention is the same guy who does the voice acting and the body work for Joel is the same as Booker DeWitt from BioShock Infinite. So I mean, that's the first good thing that everybody likes. But overall, it was good just because how right it was, I guess. I mean, the whole game takes place 20 years after the zombie apocalypse. There's no point in this game where you feel hopeful or like you are going to succeed. And I feel like that really adds on something. That's something most zombie apocalypse games just miss out on, is because you are going to keep getting these goals, and it's going to seem fruitless and pointless until the end, and then you can make up your own opinion on it. But yeah, it was realistic, which is good, but not something I usually look for in a video game. I want madness and insanity and just crazy stuff going down when I play a video game. Combat system works well enough. You're spending most of your time just scavenging, trying to either find weapons or stuff to make weapons out of. but it's a very simple system. You can manage a whole arsenal at any given point in the game. I think once you've upgraded your inventory, you can access like 2 short guns, 2 long guns. You have nail bombs, smoke bombs, Molotov cocktails. Like any zombie game, you need your Molotovs. Yeah, it was fun. I wouldn't say it was the Citizen Kane. Like everybody's saying, this is like the 5-star game. This game is absolutely perfect.
That reminds me of the 2 Human video that John Bummer initially did because of all like the people going, oh, 2 Humans like gotta be the Citizen Kane of video games. They made this just dumb video while everyone else was on vacation. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not exactly sure. Can't remember off the top of my head what it was. But basically, some of the developers behind 2 Human were basically just talking a whole lot of yang of like, oh, all these people who say it's going to be bad, they're bad. It's going to get this Metacritic score. It's going to be awesome, and then they just made some like fake rapper video of like yo Chico, give me my chocolate taco, and just I don't know, just watching Jeff Gerstmann like act like a rapper like he often does is one of the most entertaining things I've seen in the video game industry.
What? You know what? I always imagined Cliffy B as a rapper. Like he's sort of a modern day Vanilla Ice.
Nah, he's a little too, I don't know. I'm not going to go into my thoughts on Cliffy B here, but...
What? Come on. I opened the door.
Oh, I am not a huge fan of that guy. Just from his tweets and how he has kind of been... Just how he takes like criticism of like AAA game production, like he's been saying, oh, you can't have these big budget games with used game sales, therefore get rid of used game sales, and everyone else kind of responded, or you could not make big games like that. Why not cut off some of the marketing a bit? Why not pare down the game you're making? And that thought just like bounced off his head, and he just didn't understand what was being said. And
what's his opinions on The Last of Us?
Don't know. Like I said, I haven't really. The only things I've seen about The Last of Us was just from the voice actors, the Twitter of the voice actors who were in the game, like just saying, "Hey, everyone should play this." But I don't think it's on the 360, so I can't really play that yet.
PS4 or PS3 exclusive, probably forever. Which is honestly why I haven't played it.
I lose out again. I'm an idiot.
I would totally play it if it was on PC, but...
Does Xbox even make first-party titles besides Halo?
Technically they do, but I guess apparently they've all been working on the Bone, before it was announced. The 180, the Bone. I want to call it the Bone still, so...
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, Sony, they don't just make... I mean, they have first-party titles, and they're really good. They're not Nintendo good, where...
Well...
Mark Cerny actually did a speech about the PlayStation 3, kind of like... Well, basically, kind of the evolution of the PS4, and on the PS3, all of like the first-party development studios got hands on the hardware long before anybody else did. So they were able to basically do all the weird puzzle solving of the cell processor to get it to work really well. And that is why all like the first-party exclusives on the PS3 are so good, is because they've had the time to just sit there and mess with it and realize and find out how do you make this hardware work, and then all the other third-party developers are just kind of thrown in. Everyone just kind of looks at it and just scratches their head and just, I don't know how to work. What? How? What? I'm gonna go develop for the other platform instead. And that's kind of how the PS3 and obviously Sony has learned from that, and they've made a much more accessible system now.
Yeah. So, question: have you played The Last of Us?
No, I'm basically waiting for some friend to finish so I can get it. I'm not a big fan of strong narrative games. I'm more of a shooter, like I played Flash games and Toho games and Dota. Like,
why do we have you on this podcast?
Story is
why do we have anyone on this podcast?
Well, you know what?
Why am I on this podcast?
I'll buy Dragon's Crown when it first comes out, and then I'll have you over, and then we can all be an expert in a new game in 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I wish there was more releases to talk about. There's just nothing.
I mean, things will come out.
Yes.
And when Crown comes out, we'll talk about it for weeks until Rome 2 comes out. And I'm sure you guys are all going to buy Rome 2. If you don't buy it, Azzandra, I'll buy you a copy. Like, it's a good game for you.
He's too busy spurring out over Crusader Kings 2.
Have you played the Total War games?
No.
Oh, well, they're related. It's not the same. They're related.
Obviously. No.
There's a little historical role play involved. It's not quite as spurgy. But yeah, there's new games coming out. They'll come. Just not
Rapscallion.
Yeah.
Did you play BioShock Infinite?
Oh, hell yes, I did.
Okay, because I kind of want to bring this topic back around to The Last of Us, because I feel this is something we should at least dedicate a little time to.
Mm-hmm.
The 10 out of 10 thing we got to ask about.
Yeah, okay, so 10 out of 10 for Infinite, 10 out of 10 for Last of Us. Do you think either one of them both deserve it? Which one's better? Which one, how would you compare the two? Because clearly they're the biggest releases this year so far. And in your opinion, since you played both, what are your thoughts?
What I say the big thing is it comes down to realism. Because the BioShock games, they've never been realistic. They've always been very surrealistic. And that adds to a lot of fun. And like I said, I like chaos in my games. And I think that's the fun part about BioShock Infinite, is how you get going, you can, you drop a crow's nest, you shoot someone in the face, and the crows explode, they fly off, they make tons of other crow's nests, and before you know it, you have, Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds happening on your game. I think that's a lot of fun. Whereas with BioShock, it was very much a just run and attack. It was like you were saying, QuestionC, it was a run forward, shoot, and blow stuff up kind of game, which is fun, which I love. The Last of Us was realistic, and this really plays into the choice system that they have in the game, which the choice system, it's not a big deal, but at every level it does give you the option of sneak or shoot. That's what it comes down to. And I mean, the great example of this is on, say, the last level, or closer to the end of the game, when you're just going through this area.
The last level.
Whoa, yeah. Let's use a different example.
The first level.
You can sneak.
Okay, well, all I was really going to say is there's just this space. There's a lot of things that you can fight, or you could sneak around them, because these are the zombies in the game, and something you'll learn in the first 5 minutes is a certain kind of zombie, they see you by hearing. So it essentially turns into, okay, well, I can walk around them, but if I drop a pin, I'm about to, become insta-dead. One-shot kill. So on this one level I'm going through, you can go this one way, start killing stuff, and, just start building up your inventory, build up your arsenal. And this is what I try to do my first run through, is you try to build up your arsenal, and you hit this point where you got two big zombies, a bunch of other zombies, you have runners around you, and I tried it. I tried just to take it head to head. I tried to drop my Molotovs, I bust up a flamethrower, any gun that I can get my hands on is at my disposal in this fight. And it was just nearly impossible because I hadn't specified my builds for that yet. And I mean, there's weapon specification, there is you can maximize health and all your other utility bits in the game. But at the end of that level, it just comes down to sneaking is easier. So it gives you this choice system, but it really feels like a lot of the times it just smacks you in the face with, yeah, we give you this choice, but this is how you're going to do it. Overall, I would give it more like an 8.5 out of 10. I wouldn't really give it the 10. I mean, it's a beautiful game, and I feel like that's what a lot of the critics did, is they looked at this, the amazing graphics, and they just said 10 out of 10. But so just going back to the question, Infinite. I would pick Infinite.
Really? Oh, wow.
I would pick Infinite. I love this.
That's the opposite of what I've heard from everyone.
I love the story to Infinite. I love the characters. I love everything about Infinite. Admittedly, Elizabeth in Infinite gets a little bit crazy with, hey, Booker, I found some money. Hey, Booker, here's some ammo. Hey, Booker, here's some health. I was like, well, thanks, Elizabeth. Why don't you just play the game for me?
Oh, look! A trash can!
What exactly?
Nom, nom, nom.
Is there anything that you feel that Last of Us does better than any other video game you've played? Anything in particular?
I I wouldn't really say it does anything particularly better. And I mean, well, I just want to go and say this. Midway through my, through my Last of Us rant, is that I don't hold it against anybody for liking this game, because it was a good game. I'm not going to take that away from us, but it was not the best. It was not the creme de la creme. It wasn't what everybody hyped it up to be. So maybe if I would have bought it at launch and not heard anything about it beforehand, I might have enjoyed it even more, just without the preconception that it's going to be, the best game of all time.
Yeah, in my opinion, it kind of reminds me of, you guys remember Deus Ex Human Revolution from a year ago, 2 years ago?
Oh, yes.
It
I
kind of
love
looked
that
like
game.
that with zombies to me. Did you ever play that, Rapscallion?
No, I didn't. I remember all the hype around it, but I never got around to playing that one.
It feels combat-wise that way. I mean, it feels like it's less gun, and it seems like it's kind of more refined, but it seems like it's that kind of corridor shooter, or corridor third-person shooter, where you're supposed to go from A to B, but there's multiple ways to do it, and the levels are kind of designed around that.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're doing that a little bit better to me. But I haven't played it yet, so I can't say for sure. But I don't know. Like, from what I've heard, like all the critics I've heard talk about the game are just obsessed with the story and the characters, and the gameplay seems to be, like over here, kind of like that's kind of why I brought up Infinite, because that's kind of a thing with Infinite. Is a lot of people really enjoyed the world and the story, but the characters in the gameplay were sort of lacking. Because I don't know, I didn't
I'll give that argument.
I didn't particularly like the gameplay in Infinite.
Well, I think if you didn't like Infinite, you're really not gonna enjoy The Last of Us that much, because they are similar in some facets. There's sewer levels galore in Last of Us, and really people talk about how the storyline is really great, but when it comes to the storyline on Last of Us, I found it to be very, very normal zombie apocalypse. There's nothing there. At no point does it really hit you and throw you through a loop. There are no big twists in it. It's just fight to get to this location. Aw, man. Fight to get to this location. Aw, man. That's kind of what you keep going through. They really didn't cater it towards the story, and so I really don't see why so many people latched onto that so hard. So that's kind of my 2 cents on that.
Do you think it could have done better with giant robots?
It can't everything?
All right.
But why don't we have giant robots on the podcast?
Oh no! A giant robot! No!
I'll save you, Switchblade!
No!
Giant robots are the good guys. You guys are so bad at this. There's rules.
So wait. Giant monster versus giant robot. Now Keith.
All right.
All right, guys. So it looks like we're about to wrap things up here. Any last words? Any last ideas, topics, sentiment, things you want to shout out to the internet?
Don't hassle the Hoff.
You heard it here first.
Whoever is that one guy who is constantly watching whenever I'm streaming Black Ops, please stop. You're creeping me out. There's always one viewer.
Yeah, sorry about that, dude.
I kind of feel sorry for you. Like, I'm just recording in case something funny happens. Like, why are you watching the whole thing happen? Stop that. You can't even hear my teammates. It's not even funny. Just wait. Just wait 2 minutes. Wait a few weeks. Maybe I'll make a good 15-second video out of something. I don't know.
Question?
We are 3 weeks away from Dragon's Crown.
Whoop whoop.
I know you don't have a PS3. It's okay. You can buy a Vita.
I already have a Vita.
What? Oh, well,
I
there
got
you
a
go.
Vita for Persona 4 Golden, and then I ended up playing all the Persona games.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you're like huge with the Persona games. Like, I would be shocked if you didn't have a Vita.
Maybe
Well,
we
I haven't
can,
played before. I don't have a PS2, so I figured that was my best bet to get some demon summoning going on or something. I don't know, and that's what I did. I'll find that again and play Hotline Miami on it.
Yeah. Well, I guess that wraps it up. One last thing I want to say is this weekend, if you're watching this on the Twitch stream, I'm going to be at the Gaming, Art, and Music Festival in Jacksonville, Florida, at the museum. So if you guys want to come down and check it out, that'd be awesome. I'll be, talking to people, handing out business cards. And if you're catching this on YouTube on Monday, I will maybe drop a video and some pictures and stuff on my Twitter feed to tell you how it was. So, but anyways, thank you for tuning in, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful weekend and /week, and we'll just see you next week.